Hi, folks. Here at the Menstrual Coach Academy, we have a whole module on trauma informed business and marketing. And this is such an important topic for practitioners for a lot of different reasons. So, there's many of you out there who are excellent at what you do. You're brilliant. You are a brilliant practitioner, a brilliant educator. You're very passionate about the work, or you're wanting to learn how to be a practitioner, coach, educator. And that is really, really important. That is the most important thing when it comes to our client work. But we also have to get our work out into the world and promote our work and showcase our work and talk about our work and make offers and invite people into your programs and courses. So we have to be both a good practitioner and a good business owner. And the two hats have to really speak to each other, and they do need to align. And one of the issues that I see in the world is that there's a lot of business and marketing advice that doesn't really align with coaching and trauma informed practices. And then what can happen is then we lose the integrity of the work. So this is a topic I'm so passionate about, I'm so excited about, is thinking about how can we align trauma informed practitioner principles and ways of working with people with our ways of marketing. And because many of us haven't been taught how to do this, we often shy away from our business marketing, our sales, our advertisements, etc., because we feel like it's icky, or we don't want to put people under pressure, or maybe you've learned from other programs or other courses certain practices that you have to do in order to get your work out there. So, for example, maybe someone has told you that you need to push on pain points in your marketing, or that you need to create false urgency in your marketing, or that you have to drop into people's DMs or into their WhatsApp chat to sell your work. And all of these things, while they work in some industries, they're not helpful in a trauma-informed space, because they can set up a messy, confusing, complicated dynamic that then can impact the quality of your work with your group and with your clients when we engage in those business practices. So if you've been feeling off about those types of business practices, you are onto something, your intuition is onto something. But the good news is you don't have to shy away from being a good business owner and being good at marketing your work. So some of the ways that I like to think about business and marketing is through three core principles, three core values that I personally think about in my work and I personally focus on. And those are, how can I build safety in my marketing? What I mean by this is, when I think about my client, my ideal client, the people who come into my groups, their sense of safety might have been ruptured because of previous experiences before. So how can even my marketing be medicine for them? How can my work, even before they pay me, before they sign up to my mailing list, before they come to a workshop with me, how can my work be a place where they can feel safe and to almost start to do their healing work before they even work with me live? So that's something I think about. And then the next one is, how can I build trust with these people? So a lot of clients who come to me, they have been let down, they've tried a lot of things, maybe they've experienced gaslighting, maybe they have experienced trauma, maybe they've spent a lot of money trying lots of different modalities, etc. So, those clients, they deserve our trust. They deserve time and effort to be put into the relationship, and it does take time to build trust. So then we want to think, okay, we want to give these clients time to build trust with us. So maybe they need lots of small courses before they sign up to a big course, or maybe they need lots of content before they engage in your work. So that's how you build trust. And then the third word, which is really, really important, is, how can we create connection? And not just connection with your audience, but also connection for yourself. If I don't feel connected to something I'm doing that is particularly in the creative work, then maybe it's not for me in the long term. Okay, so feeling connected yourself, somewhat connected, feeling connected with your audience, creating the conditions and creating the environment where your customer can start to come into connection with themselves, they can start to come into connection with their menstrual cycle, they can start to come into connection with your brand, with other people in your work, with your community. And I think that's such a great North Star to have, is the word connection in your entire business model. If we build a business model around, for example, lots of information, only science, loads of protocols, complex plans. Even though on an intellectual level that can be helpful, I love a practical tip and I love tools and advice and quick answers. But if there's too much of that, I move out of connection with myself. I move into overwhelm. Okay. So we want to have connection as a North Star. We want to have trust as a North Star. And we want to have safety as a North Star when we're building a business. So building a trauma-informed business around your practice, it's about asking yourself the right questions, thinking about your work through the lens of your client, thinking about where have they been, how are they feeling, what do they need, that they're not sure that they need yet, how can I support them, how do I want them to feel, okay, is something to think about. So if you're interested in learning more about this and working with me, we've got the doors currently open for the Menstrual Coach Academy 2026. We're starting in early July. The deadline to join is the 26th of June. So I'd love to have you there. You can head on over to www.menstrualcoachacademy.com. And if you have any questions at all, you can just send me a message. Take care.